Hey, what's up, guys? This is episode one of the 270 Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan, and with me today is my co host, Neelix.
Hello, guys. I'm Neelix.
So yeah, we're just starting this off. It is our first episode, so forgive us if it is a little rocky, but we'll just go ahead and get to it. So, Neelix, any interesting stories for this day or the week that you got?
Um, well, today I didn't really do much. I slept until 12, honestly. Supposed to be up at 9, but I didn't set an alarm last night.
Hmm.
And
You
ended
work
up just cleaning out the garage at the house. That was all. But yesterday I did make a stick.
a stick, huh? I did see a picture of it. It wasn't.
Yeah, I shaved it down, shaved all the bark, and I sanded it. I'm going to go hiking a little more. What about you, Uns?
I've been started working from home this sure. Kind of hard to it's kind of hard to focus. You're at home, got a bunch of animals running around. You got, you know, when you're at home, you can go to the bathroom and pull up Pornhub at any time. It's not like that at work. Like when you're in the office, so it's a little
I do
tough.
that while I'm at work.
Well, maybe I'm working wrong then when I'm at the office.
Yeah, you ain't working hard enough, obviously.
Yep. So speaking of working from home, this COVID-19 kind of crazy right now. It's affected a lot of businesses, like local business. Um, I know it pretty well because I do work for a local business in town, and my parents own a local restaurant. So it is kind of weird because everything's different. It is weird. Has this affected you at all, or?
Kind of, sort of. Not really when it comes to work because I do a lot of different odd jobs for family. Like I travel all over the place and just pretty much we're in a secluded area when we're working, but it hasn't really affected me as far as working.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
it's sure made hobbies a lot
Hmm. I
more
understand that.
scarce.
Yeah, like our local card shop is currently closed right now.
It does put a hurting on us there. Guess we could just go up to our buddy's house and play or whatever we need to. Um, but as far as coronavirus, I feel like it is a big deal. But I think the media's kind of blowing it all out of proportion. I do think we need to take it more seriously, but not as far as the media needs us to like freak out over it. But as far as washing your hands, staying away from people, that's pretty fair. But
Yeah,
uh, you don't have to be too dramatic over
yeah.
something.
Hey,
I'm
but
not buying all the toilet paper I see.
it is helpful though. I've seen where we may be getting a little check from the president.
I've seen that pass today. That
Yep,
pass today.
is real now. It's funny. I saw like a meme. It was obviously I don't think it was like a fake tweet from Trump saying, "All right, everyone's gonna get this check, but only people who didn't use the hashtag not my president." It's gonna be a lot of people's president now after they get a check. So.
I'm a bit iffy on that too. Like I don't, I'd cash a check from Hitler if he sent it to me.
I mean, and money is money as long as it clears.
Yeah. I don't care who's giving me money. I'll take it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, so um, I guess in more specific news, kind of related to some of the hobbies, like when we were talking about our card shop, um, a ban list did just come out, and it's kind of weird. I thought they were going to not release it because um, of the COVID-19 and all the tournaments are closed. This may be like one of the only formats that won't have an actual patch to it. So Banlist kind of doesn't agree or.
Um, it kind of does. It kind of sets us up for MR5.
Mm,
I think they're really killing the synchro decks, like as far as Steam the Cloak and um, what else do we? Glow Up Bulb,
yeah,
like cards
Destrudo
like that.
probably is a
Yeah,
decent hit.
Destrudo. Um, yeah, they pretty much hit a lot of MR5 decks, except for DDDs.
Yeah, that and like the invoked should all strategy that's going around. Like unless I'm missing something, and I don't think I am. Like neither of those decks were hit at all. Um,
Uh,
which was
yeah, I'm
odd
not.
because like invoke Shadal, it was like arguably the best deck before. And then now with like the master plan ban, there's
They
not really anything that can contest this.
they didn't even hit what is it? Rocket Dragon or
Yeah,
yeah,
the Dragon
Rockets
Link
or
deck. Well,
they didn't hit.
some people would argue that Destrudo is a hit to that, but I I think we
Well,
both can agree that card's kind of I don't like it.
I I actually cut. That was like one of the first cards I cut because I just build the deck and I was just most of the deck relies on rank or level 8 synchros. Like
Yeah.
sure it's cool for linking and like going to your LP or Pisty, but other than that, like it doesn't like you can't synchro with it. It's a tuner that you can do nothing with other
Yeah.
than pay half your life points and then odds are you're gonna die next turn to a Boral Sword.
Yeah. Like if you can't make something that's unbreakable after you use Destrudo, you kind of just self the game. Um, it's weird like looking at this list. The BA Block Dragon deck was like the Glow Up Bulb and the Dangers. Uh, was
I
there
think
anything else?
the dangers was a weird hit to me, I think.
I think
As
they're just
far
kind of
as
evening out, and also like malicious down to two. Like
they
this,
don't know what they don't know what they're doing with that card. They'll
no,
put it to 2 on this list, they'll put it to 3 on the next list, and they're just gonna go back and forth.
yes, this that card moves every ban. But I don't know, it's just weird. This ban list is just really weird to me, and I will say I'm kind of butthurt though because I had just built toads or frogs, and I was I was doing treating myself a little bit. I was getting some of the higher rarity traps and stuff. I was getting it.
and you and
Um,
you won your first local with it
I
too
know,
in
like
7
just the
years.
other day we played like a Master Roll 5 local, and I actually was able to win. But then, and then they put him to one, and this card, it's a fair negate. Like there's all these others like Savage, where he is multiple negates, and he also is like just a huge body.
But
And then
I think he's probably harder to get to in a sense because you have to go into like probably a higher link, and he doesn't destroy when he dates. That's kind of the fair
that's
play on
true.
that.
But then like this, you have to lose a monster on your field. I don't know. I'm so torn about this because it is a good card, but with this at one, this deck is kind of unplayable in my.
Yeah, you lose to a call by grave, a called by the
Yeah,
grave at this point.
any like you can play through so much less. And I don't know. Haven't played the deck a lot, but from what I have played, just I don't know, an inherent problem of like trap decks. It's kind of hard to keep the advantage because a lot of traps don't really gain. I guess that's the good thing about
They
the
don't really play. They
paleos.
don't really give you like hand advantage or card
Yeah, they don't
advantage. They
plus
just
you anything. They just kind of stop your opponent. And if they can play through it, and you don't have stuff like totally awesome or the paleos where they actually help you do gain advantage. I don't know. This deck, I probably won't be playing this deck. And yeah, I mean I think that's kind of fair to say. And then I had ABCs kind of tucked, um, but they are also no longer tucked. I do not have them anymore. The Buster Dragon was a huge hit. This is like if you use his effect to tag himself out, you just lose yourself the game.
oh for sure. And then what else was hit on the list as far as I feel like something else was hit that bothered you just a second. Um oh I know not bothered you, but Lunalight Tiger.
Oh yes, this
Thank
was a huge hit.
God that card is long overdue for being banned. Not once per turn, just
Yeah, I'm trying to think though. Like, was the deck good enough to like get massacred much? Like, it was good,
well,
but how good?
well when it comes to MR5, it's just literally 5 rank 4s.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe yeah.
That's fair. Like when you think of it that way, I guess. Um, but this like I don't think this deck it still has some options with like the build. Um, but I don't know how much it actually does without this card, because this card lets you keep going. Like they don't really have that anymore, unless there's something that I'm unaware. But that,
And then another surprise not on the ban list is no um Salamangreat cards. When you talk about hand advantage, that deck is just
yes, there
that
is
deck just puts in work
that
turn after
deck. I think
turn.
that deck is still real, um, for sure. MR5 does kind of make the what's the synchro's name? Fire Fist one.
Um,
Horse
uh,
Prince.
yeah,
It
Horse
makes the
Prince.
Horse Prince combo a little better because you don't have to put them in the extra monster zone. So I think they kind of get a small boost. And then just not being hit and everything else kind of being hit, um, I think kind of boosted them up.
When I played the deck, the problem was like I would make like Abyss Dweller, stop my opponent, and then if like for some reason I can't kill them, I could always make another rank 4, but I'd always have to link away my Abyss Dweller to get to the other rank. So
Hmm.
now I don't have to put the Abyss Dweller underneath the Sunlight Wolf to just keep going, and I could just put the Sunlight Wolf, you know,
I think
or
that deck,
Abyss Dweller
yeah,
elsewhere.
I do think it is pretty good contender right now. With like instant fusion at one now and like mind control at one. I don't know. I think this kind of hurts a lot of like the going second. Like still a lot of powerful cards like Lightning Storm match, but these cards they're less restrictive. Like with Lightning Storm, you can't control face-up cards. You have to give battle phase. But like with Instant Fusion and Mind Control, you only can get a problem card off the board. Um,
Instant Fusion is turned into take 2 of your monsters.
yeah, with that new relinquish link, which is
Yeah.
pretty good. I like it. It's kind of specific. When I first read it, I didn't see the I take a monster at points to. So you do kind of have to. It is kind of niche in some areas, but now with Instant Fusion at one, you won't really see. I don't see how you play this at one. Like, is it really worth one spot and one extra deck spot? Maybe even two, playing the link, and if you're playing Millennium Eyes. Like,
I
I don't know how worth it is.
I've been big Brandon for a while. I've been playing Instant Fusion at 1. I played it I played it in Musket just because, it's a spell you can activate, and I hated opening multiples of it.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
really only have one instant fusion target. So I was like, I'm only going to use it once. I'm only going to have it once. And if I open it, sure, I open it. If I don't, I don't. And then
yeah.
I played it in one in my rocket deck as well because I only have one use for it. If I open up 2 of it, it's just there. So
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean, that's fair, but I mean, like, with at our locals, everyone there always opens one ofs, especially you and Salamangreat.
king of one ofs for
Yeah,
sure.
so this is kind of, in our case, this is kind of a consistency booster, putting
That's
cards
why I
to one.
play. That's why I play Sanctuary at 2. I don't open it anymore.
I guess so. I don't know how many people can relate to that, but that's just how it goes where we're from.
People will tell me that I'm statistically wrong, but you know, I always side in one DD Crow and I body bag every single Spyro player I've ever came across of because I have the DD Crow every single time.
Yeah. Do you think the Widow Anchor to 2 will do anything? Like, cause
Um,
with Sky Striker seeing the new Link and then Mystic Mine not being hit at all, which I guess is another thing we could talk about. But so this is kind of how the deck is played now. You just kind of keep them under Mine until you can Utopia double them, or that's kind of how
oh
I've played it.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure. That's definitely going to be their win con. You just Widow Anchor, take their level 4 because
mhm,
what decks don't play level 4s really.
yeah,
Um, and then yeah, you just kind of just Utopia double them for game.
yeah. It's not fun, but I think with uh another Widow Anchor and then also the new Link, which I think is really good. I think this deck is definitely Rogue. I don't know how good this is. I haven't tested it with a second Widow Anchor, or really haven't done a lot of testing with it here. But it's not a fun deck to play, but it gets you there sometimes.
Like it's Widow Anchor is definitely a great card.
Very good.
No doubt. Like
Yep.
it definitely. it sparks the deck a little bit. They do misengage, so it's not searchable, but it's
Yeah.
uh it's it definitely gives the deck something.
It does give them something, I will say that. And I guess we can look at like unlimited cards, like Deep Sea Divas now at 3. I know there's a lot of new support coming. Um,
It's just a solid card for what is it? Mermail. Yeah,
yeah,
Mermail.
it is
Just
very good.
opening. It does lose to an Ash or an Effect Veiler or an Imperm though. You kind of, depending on your hand, you do just pass your turn on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I don't think it's the only deck that loses to like one hand trap, but having a third, I know they moved it up to 2 last list. We didn't see it do anything, but I think this is important for preparation for what's coming soon, because this archetype is getting a lot more support. Necroface at 3, I think that's could have
You
happened a
know,
while ago. I don't know. That card doesn't really do
the
anything
only
in my
use
opinion.
I know, the only use I know for Necroface is Malefics, not Malefics. Is it? It's I don't know, some banished deck. They're kind of like Worms Dragon type things.
Hmm.
I seen a combo to where if you normal summon a Lupine, banish it from your hand, and then you banish another copy of it from the deck. So you banish 10 cards on each person's deck
Hmm.
face up, and all the Malefic cards or whatever they are get card effects when they're banished. They get effects when they're banished from the, or just banished by a card effect or something like that.
Okay.
That's the only use I see
Yeah,
that
I
card.
don't know. I'm not very familiar with the cards you're talking about, so I
Yeah,
guess I'd
oh,
have to
I
see it.
know.
I
I
don't
know
know.
no one is. Only reason I know is because I read them like last week or 2 weeks ago before everything shut down.
I gotcha.
And I was like, this is low key a spicy deck. I would only win because no one knows what these cards
Yeah, they
do.
wouldn't know what to do. Um, Drone is at 3. Do you think this makes up for Master Plan being banned, or do you think that deck is still bad now?
I'm sure that someone will find some degenerate
Yeah.
way to use it. What is it? A level one?
Yeah, it's one of the wear out style stuff, and they still have like souls. Um,
Yeah, but Souls was only good if you send
that's
Master
true.
Plan. Like the deck
Master,
was
you have to
resolve
play.
Master Plan 6 times.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much this does. This kind of makes some of their effects where you don't have it takes the guesswork out of it, and so now that you have 3, it's pretty good. But I don't know. I think if there is something that pops up, it's just gonna be more of a degenerate version of the deck. That's just be fun to play against, probably. Not like the deck was already not really that fun to play against, but if something comes out of this being at 3, it's just probably gonna be
Well, I
something
wasn't scared of
cancerous.
Spiral either way. That DD Crow took really good care of
Yeah, and then I don't know. Most of the time, they're probably gonna brick anyways.
me. Yeah,
Yeah. And the
brick
last,
dot deck.
yeah, it's good when it pops off, but I don't know if it pops off enough to warrant playing that deck. You could probably play something different and get better results. So like the last card at 3 is Pot of Avarice. I think this is fine. I don't know how much.
I
Do
think
you
the
think
card's
people will
pretty
play
hard
this
to
in
abuse.
multiples?
Nah,
I
I
think
think it's just you don't
yeah.
want to open it. I don't think
I agree.
the
Like
game's
there's
too
not a lot of
fast.
yeah, there's not a lot of decks that can play this turn 1, and with like you said, decks being so fast, you don't really want to open cards that you can't play on your. Um, so I don't know if this really matters at all.
Oh, but if your deck can spam out 5 monsters, put it in the grave. By all means, put 3 of it in
Yeah,
there.
sure.
It is a help.
This will help some weird deck that I don't know about. And then
Yeah, like
probably gonna be
Malefic's
beat by it one day. But until then, I
probably
think
gonna resolve 3 Pot of Avarice. I don't even know if it's once per turn.
who
They're gonna
knows.
resolve 3 of it in one turn, draw
Yeah, I
6
mean
cards, and I'm
it
gonna
is
lose
good when it
4.
resolves, but I'm not sure how many decks can resolve 3 of this right now. Like good decks that I know of. Um, I think we pretty much touched on everything important.
We did miss Steam the Cloak. It's banned.
I mean, yeah, this was coming. I think everyone kind of knew this. If anyone made
Yeah,
like just any predictions, I'm sure everyone had this here.
yeah.
This card's really good.
Almost got some just because I think they were like fairly cheap. I was
Yeah,
like, if I'm out $3, I'm out $3.
yeah, sure.
But
But you would have been out $3. I mean, we all
for
knew this.
sure.
I know. a guy at our local, he was talking about this. Like, y'all, you may want to pick them up. They may get expensive. And then in the back of my head, I was like, there's no way the card stays. I don't know. This is definitely, I agree with this. Like, it's a cool card and it's good, but it's
I
too
mean,
good.
we still got Mecha Phantom Beast Lion or whatever. I mean, it's kind of an off-brand one, but
I think a lot of people like that card. I don't see it. I'll be honest, I don't see it.
I like Draco Sack. Draco Sack turns 2 monsters into 3 monsters. Like you take 2 monsters, overlay for Draco Sack, detach. There's 2 more monsters. Like
That is
there's
true. Have you read the newest Mecha Phantom Beast link?
I have not.
Uh,
Is it a Link 3?
yeah.
Like when it attacks, makes a token or something like that.
Yeah, it has 3 different effects depending on what you use to make it, or I believe. Try to pull it up here because I do think this is a card. So 2+ machine monsters. If this card's link summon, you can activate this effect. Special summon 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. Also, you cannot link summon for the rest of the turn. The tokens are level 3. Once per turn, you can tribute up to 3 monsters, then apply one of these effects based on numbers. So I don't know. This card's pretty good. It summons any Phantom Beast from your deck, or searches or adds any trap back. I don't know. This card's pretty good, and the destruction removal is not. It doesn't target, which is pretty good. I think this card's kind of sleeper at the moment. Um, I think
So
it could do something.
can you tribute one Papa Monster, tribute one again Papa Monster, and then tribute one again?
I don't know if it's once per turn. Yeah, it is once per turn.
Oh, okay.
Per copy, I guess. I mean, if you get multiples of these out, I don't know how that'll be, but I don't
Well,
know.
when it comes to popping monsters, I think everyone Zodiac Dryden, which is now at 1.
Yes, that card. I don't know. I didn't play during the time that this stuff was good. Um, I was. I didn't. I just didn't play during this time. But
And then
this card's pretty
that
good. It's a good card.
that that's why they put Barrage to 1.
Yeah.
Like anytime you open Barrage, it's a free pop a card on your opponent's turn, which I think it's almost worth playing.
Is that enough? Like, is popping one card enough?
Well, most time decks only have like 2 card combos, maybe 3 card combos, and then like you have a Barrage in hand, you just activate it at the end of your turn, pop itself, drive it, because why not?
Yeah.
So it's just another interruption.
That's fair. It is pretty good. I don't know with what it has on the list right now. With
The,
Barrage
the,
going to 1, I don't know how consistent this is. But it could be like some sort of a splashable engine. I know there was like some cool stuff. Did see like a Zodiac Sky Striker list.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I don't know how good that was. But maybe this kind of deterred that from happening by putting.
Let's real talk it. This list was kind of useless.
I do agree with that. I think it was useless. Like there won't. I don't think there will be a. Um, there won't be an event with this list. I don't think so. With all this stuff going on, unless some drastic change happens that we don't know about yet, there won't be an event with this list. So you just kind of take this with a grain of salt. There will be another list. When did they say? June. So that's fine. I guess we can kind of go into like some ideas. Do you have any ideas of what could be good coming up in April? I know it's a new format. Um, rules are changing. It's very different. Anything?
DDDs for sure.
DDDs? I do agree.
Everyone's been hoarding those cards since they
And
said
they're all like
anything.
commons, so like everyone has this deck in their closet somewhere. Y'all just
Yeah.
go ahead. Everyone just go ahead and pull them out now because it is real, and they don't have like. I don't think there's a card in DDDs that's higher than like a super rare. They may have like one secret. But like it is very good, I think.
And then they just got a
Especially
new link.
yes, but I
And I
think
think
like
that link is really good. It's been a while since I played DDDs. I remember the combo being relatively kind of difficult. Like it's easy to mess up, and like I don't know where this link go into effect. It does grab 2 cards out of your deck. It puts 2 link monsters into the link zone. I haven't really read their link effects, or not, or not two link monsters, two pendulum monsters out of the deck into the pendulum zone.
Hmm.
I haven't read their pendulum effects really, but like read that card, place two cards. It just seems good.
Yeah, it is very good, and then like also Caliuga obviously is good. Like there's a lot of this deck has a lot of like powerful cards, and then they can just spam them over and over, and
It
they just
already
make some
throws
wild
up one
boards.
of the most unbreakable boards I can remember seeing. It's been
Yeah,
a rip since I seen a DD,
yeah.
but
There's a lot of good cards here, and I think this is definitely a contender. I also think like Shadal Invoked. I don't know if I have like a list. There's like a pyramid, but since this deck didn't get hit uh, at all, and then it gets a huge power boost by not having to worry about uh, like zones, link zones.
yeah,
So like this deck is a lot better. Here's just kind of like an older list, like Mech Knights, but I think this deck and the Super Poly didn't get hit either.
I think Super Poly has to stay alive for decks like DD.
But like I don't know. I don't feel good about having cards that can't be responded to. Like I like to encourage interaction, but like with this card, it's like a win condition. And then now with the new Predaplant link, um, everyone has access to this card as long as you have two effect monsters. So you have any two effect monsters become Super Poly, which is I don't know, it's pretty devastating. Like to a lot of decks, like you just Super Poly away their board for free or for 2,000 life points, but that doesn't
But
really matter.
if their deck, like if that board is just so like oppressive, then they won't even be able to make it to. They won't be able to make it the three summons essentially,
And
and
that's
then they might negate that effect.
yeah, and that's fair, but then you have to kind of blow your load on the Anaconda, and then depending on the deck, they may still be able to go from there. I don't know. It's I don't. This card is weird. I think this card should have been touched in some shape or form. Also, I think Mystic Bind should have probably been banned. Because this isn't fun. But sometimes you gotta do it to them. I mean, I've played decks with this card. I'm sure most people have played this card at some point in their life. Just it's a good card, but like, come on.
That's why we got Lightning Storm.
Yep. Card is so like the more I play it, it's like okay. I think this card is very fair though. But when you're talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh, when you have cards like Shadal Fusion or Poly or something, like you don't really want fair cards. Like this card is really good if it works, but then there's a lot of situations where you can't even activate it, or
If a card is fair, it's probably trash.
and that I mean yeah, that
That's the
is
world we
true,
live
but that's kind of sad. Um, but it's fine. This card, I think this card is um, I won't say necessary, but I do think if you're going to a higher level event, you probably need to have a few on you.
in. You
Just
gotta
so
keep
you
that thing
know, yeah,
in your back pocket.
you gotta have that thing on you for sure. Um, do you think Thunder can do anything with the new Predaplant link? Do you think that helps them out?
It hurts with instant fusion being hit for sure. Like instant fusion, like even though Colossus is banned, instant fusion still it gets you another monster.
That is true. Um,
And then Titan, you don't need Colossus to go into Titan. You just banish what one from your hand and then a Thunder fusion from field.
yes. So that's like kind of the play with Kaminari attack. You just banish him and any Thunder from your hand, and you can summon Titan. I do think the instant fusion, the one does hurt this, but now that you have Anaconda, you always have access to this. And
Yeah,
this is like the only good card in this deck now. This and OG are probably the best cards. But when you have like this you just
almost.
pay 2,000. You pay 2,000 and you can search this. Like it's pretty good. But with the instant fusion on one, I don't know if this can make a comeback. It had a few tops not too long ago before Anaconda came out, but after like the Colossus ban. But I don't know. Master Roll 5 does kind of help this. This build you see on the screen, like some invoke stuff I was testing with this. So I don't know. Master Roll 5 and Anaconda do help this, but I don't know how actually, but we'll just kind of see. You could search Denko, which is kind of cool, but Paleos are dead, so traps really aren't real anymore.
But you know it's not dead?
What's that?
Alter guys.
That deck keeps avoiding the ban list. I don't know how. It's so annoying. I don't like that deck. I know you're a decent fan of it, but it's
It's
not very fun to play against.
once you get the loop going, once you get Squishy on board with Squishy Soliloquist,
Hmm.
level 2 wind, it's almost like if you can stop your opponent once with that deck, you're probably gonna stop him for the rest of the.
Yeah, well, you just keep getting this guy and just I think like the main thing you want to do is get him and like manifestation out, and you'll just keep bouncing. Keep there's kind of a little loop, and like on paper, returning one card doesn't sound that good, but like it's the same. Like there's this card that's banned that has the same effect.
Yeah, but it
Kieran.
can't be targeted,
That's true, but
and it's bigger. Well, we do. Well,
I,
Karen. No one wants Karen back. Okay,
I wouldn't mind having this card back, but
Karen.
I think
Karen.
it could.
Karen's only good when you're not playing it in Magispecters.
And that's fair.
Metal foes have used it.
No, it's very good. But I
Oh,
don't know. It could
not only
probably come
it can't
back.
be destroyed by card effect either.
Yeah, it can be targeted or
So
destroyed.
even if you lightning storm, he's still gonna set that. He's still bouncing a card.
Yeah, I think this card's pretty good. I don't. Honestly, I was just kind of trolling. I don't know if it can come back, but um, I don't know how good pendulums are either. Like they did get a boost with Celine, but with the Master
I
Roll
haven't.
5 changes not affecting pendulums, like they you still have to have link zones. I don't know how good this is.
Yeah, and we don't have. uh what is it?
Electromite.
Electromite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a consistency card. I think it's worth a try. I still have the deck in my back pocket. I always
Yeah.
keep that
No,
stuff.
there's like this card is very good, and they can do some like Endymions specifically can do a lot of good things. Um, I guess we'll find
But
out. I do think this card is really good, and I think this may kind of steal a few spots once we get some events back.
yeah, I
Um,
think it's probably not a tier 1 deck, but can it win? Absolutely.
sure, yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of the decks we've talked about here, like that aren't
Like
necessarily,
Sky Striker.
yeah, they could get a win every now and then, but I don't know how consistent that is.
I know another card that's probably disappointed that it hasn't came back is Max C.
Yes, I don't know if my opinion is unpopular or not, but I think if Nibiru was banned, I think Nibiru should be banned and Maxi should be at 3. I think this card is a lot more fair and they kind of do the same thing. Like you have the same end game. Um, because like with Nibiru, like once it happens, I mean you're just kind of screwed. With with
Yeah.
Maxi, and there's a lot more counters to Maxi than there were when this card was banned. Like Ash, Called by the Grave. Like there's a lot of things. Um, I think this card definitely could come back, and now with the format about to change, there's gonna be a lot of spam,
Oh, 100%.
and this card can help kind of deter that. But
But
that's pretty good.
but on the same level, Nibiru is going to be our saving grace when it comes to spamming stuff.
Yes, and I will be playing Nibiru until it gets hit because it's a good card.
It's unfair.
Yes, I think it's very
It's
good. Um, but
I know there are some games where like you can play through like one Nibiru. Sometimes I've seen people play through two.
mhm,
Um, and but on the other hand, nobody really plays through a Max C.
that's true.
Like if you like take the Max C challenge, you're probably gonna get swamped next game
Yeah,
unless like you're playing something absurd like DDDs. I don't think
yeah,
they care what your hand is as long as it doesn't have Nibiru and or Lightning Storm. Then again, they could negate Lightning Storm.
yeah.
Uh,
But with the Maxi,
or
you have a choice. You know, like because they activate it and you
Yeah.
could be like, well, I'll just get what I need and then I can stop, or I'll just stop here. And with Nibiru, you don't know. First of all, you don't know if they have it. You can play around it. Um, but either
Opponent,
way,
yeah,
it's
like
the same.
Maxi,
It's the same effect.
they have Maxi because that's going to be one of the first things they do. You
Yeah,
don't get halfway through your turn, okay, we're done.
yeah. And then with Nibiru, if you're playing around it, it's gonna do the same thing to you as if it was activated on. Because if you don't play into it, then you just didn't do anything. If you play into it, then everything you did is gone. So it's the same thing. I don't know. That card doesn't seem very fair to me.
That's
Um,
when we play Pot of Avarice.
if when you get Nibiru, then your pot of avarice is live. Okay. So yeah, everyone's playing pot of avarice at 3 to counter Nibiru. That's the hot take of today. The only other thing I can think of that's kind of like interesting, and a lot of people make fun of me, but I think this card is like super sleeper.
What does it do? Oh,
So,
lefty and righty drive.
if it's normal summoned, you summon Lefty from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Lefty, I'll just go ahead and pull him. But Lefty, is you can banish him and then search the righty, so they keep getting themselves back. One and then righty's a tuner. So normal summoning righty driver is instant needle fiber access. That's a new card that came out in Dual Overload. It's very good. I don't know his new name.
Hex fiber or something like that.
Oh, here we go.
He's a Crystron.
Yeah. So 2 monsters, including a tuner. So these two get to it, and then this grabs any tuner from your deck, can synchro on your opponent's turn, and has good arrows for like decks that are needing arrows now. Um, if you're like trying to link spam and stuff. So I think these are kind of slept on, in my opinion. And for what it's worth, let me fact check before I. So these are Earth, like this is a Earth tuner. So if you can get this in a 4, it could go into Nat Beast. So I don't know how real that is, but it is something to. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up for Master Roll 5 stuff right now. I think everyone kind of knows that it's gonna be deep at all. Um, like that's probably gonna be running
Baby
things.
raccoons, every now and then.
Maybe if they can get like Nat Beast and Barkion and all that, but I don't know how. I don't know how good that is, but
It's
um, I guess so we can kind of look at some stuff with like the coronavirus going on and everything is canceled. I don't know. I had thought it would affect the prices more than it is. Like I don't really see like big cards like this are still kind of the same price right now. This did get the Unlim reprint, but the first eds of like probably like same with that.
what card is that? Oh, Lightning Storm.
Yeah, same with Appaloosa. They're still staying above $100. Have a another thing like we're looking at like the dual prices stuff has kind of dropped, but I think just the hype of this set, a lot of people. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of supply probably, but some of these cards are kind of maintaining the price point. I think this card is really talk about it, but there's a lot of degenerate stuff this card can do. Yeah, these are I don't know, and then talk about my card. He didn't really drop.
This band card is $15.
Yeah, well you could play one, but he was
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
think
about that.
20. He was $20 at 3. So he dropped like $4 or $5.
If anything, it's just making you rich.
Yeah, like now you could just sell your other 2 copies because you don't need them.
And then buy a dual overload box because
Yeah,
it's $30.
and then you're gonna end up pulling nothing. You're not gonna pull any of these cards. You're gonna pull this guy, and that's it. Like $5, which is I'm a kind of surprised at the price. I think he would be, especially with the instant fusion to 1. Card's not very reliable, but I do think this set still is good. Like
Yeah, I
there's
bought a case and I really didn't any cyber emergency.
I actually got a setup case, but like there's like what 10 cards that are above the pack price, which is pretty good. like for a set to have that many cards above the pack price. Well, that's pretty good. I think this set is still really good. I would recommend buying singles unless you're trying to like support your local and you want to buy like a few boxes. But I think singles or maybe a case. But you need to go like super high volume or just buy what you want. I think if you just buy a few boxes, you're not really going to get any return.
Yeah.
But I think that's how that is for most sets. I think they kind of
Either
follow
three
that
of them or
same.
none.
Yeah. Kind of switching it up a little bit. League of Legends stuff. A new patch is coming.
When's that new
Well,
patch coming?
I don't know the date. Maybe it'll tell me here. April 1st. Looks like we goes live on April 1st.
Okay.
Same date as the format in Yu-Gi-Oh, but we do get a Fiddlesticks rework. Have you seen anything on this?
I think the only thing that really stands out to me from what I seen,
Mm-hmm.
it's really the only thing I remember too, is his passive replaces his trinket, and it's just like another copy of himself.
Yep.
I
I
think
think
that
it's
real
pretty cool.
that is it is really unique, and it really like characterizes the champion because he's a scarecrow.
Yeah.
Like you're going to see a ward, he's going to attack. He does no damage, but
Yeah.
it's a scarecrow.
Yeah. It's gonna scare the hell out of you when you walk into it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because we just get pieced up in one for all by by 5 fiddlesticks.
Yep. Like that one hurt. I know
Oh
the
no, we
one for
won
all.
that game. We won that game.
Yeah, we were playing Trinamir though, so we all just needed a few items. It's fine. I know speaking of one for all, like the biggest scare that we had was the Shaco. We
Yeah,
played against 10 Shakos.
we got stomped out.
Yeah, you walk into a bush, you see a
They
few
were
of them, they go invisible, and then they double in that
yeah,
same bush.
they were
We weren't
all
winning
wearing
that game.
black Air Force.
Yes, they're stomp. Yeah, you can't trust them. You see a Shaco, walk the other way for sure.
Who was playing that game?
We were Kong.
Wukong, and we were doing fairly well at first.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. You just kind of get swarmed. I think we did have two AFKs that game though.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if
That
we could
part's
have won,
over.
but I don't know. Getting like it's overwhelming. You can't really do anything to champs. But I guess along with this Fiddlesticks update, he did get the new passive where he kind of replaces Trinket. Um, his Q gives you a passive if you have a spell that damages an enemy while they don't see you. So now all your abilities essentially have a fear. Um, and then the active, you just fear somebody if they're not already have been feared recently. The W, this is like the biggest change I noticed. It's the drain, but it's around everyone around you. It's not single target. I've seen the videos of his. You start red and chickens at the same time, and you just continue to drain from all of the camps from both camps, and then you could take them both out at the same time. I think this is or lane too, because you can drain against the whole wave. I think this
Yeah,
is pretty good. This E is a brand new ability. It's just kind of like a little crescent slash. And I'm pretty sure his ult has remained the same. There may be some number changes, but it's pretty new. Here's kind of what he looks like in game if you haven't seen.
I know
It.
his trailer was spooky.
Yeah, that one I was
Go
made my
go
pants
ahead
a
and
little.
play it. I want to see it again.
I wonder if they have it here. All his skin. I'll just look at it because I do think it is a cool.
I don't even play Fiddlesticks, but this makes me want to play Fiddlesticks.
A full tankard in a warm tavern was the plan. Not extra watch.
Whole countryside's on edge after Fuss Barrel.
Yeah. Filthy mages. They show up here. They show up here, and I'll come. Cedric?
Hey, Tedrick. Tedrick!
Yeah, that was that trailer for anyone who hasn't seen it. It is a
That
cool
gives me
trailer.
the
I do like um there's the cinematics of this game, like of their release, are getting a lot better.
they're
Very very nice. I remember some started playing. They weren't great, and I guess it's with the times though. They probably looked good to me back then, like 2012. But they are getting a lot better, and whoever is ahead of those, I appreciate you because you're doing.
whenever I first started playing the game, probably about like a ish ago, maybe like a year and a month. Uh, I went like I sat down and like watched damn near all the cinematics, and one of my favorite ones is Tom Kinch's and Kled's.
I don't know
Kled's
if
was
I've
just
seen those.
funny. Kled's was just funny. It's kind of like a slow picture type thing, and then Tom Kinch's he's just telling a story about. I think it's about Twisted Fate actually.
Okay.
He's just telling a story about Twisted Fate.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I'll have to check them out. I've seen a few. I do really like them. I guess we
Um,
could go over this a little bit. There's just been Akali got a buff. I think she kind of needs it right now. I don't think she's very strong. Porky's buffed.
I think we're fine without Akali.
Yeah, she's a cool champ. I think it's the way she is. It's kind of hard to get her right. She's either really good or really bad, and she changes every patch note for like the past.
Her
She
and
gets
Aatrox.
changed. Yeah, Aatrox. That's not the same champ that came out with. He's a different. They just he's a retcon for sure.
Champs that don't like make sense to me is Garen and Darius.
And speaking of Garen, he is getting changed.
Thank God. Are they taking them out?
Nope, he's still here. I guess it's a little bit of a nerf here. Cooldown increase. So his passive it takes a second longer to kick in. And he now runs
Six
faster
times faster. Oh, of course. 'Cause
differently.
he
Like
does.
at max level, you run faster for 0.1 seconds. I don't know. This is just like a change. Like at lower levels, it's
Hey, and our boy
slower.
Ivern
But
getting buff.
this champ needs it. This champ is like in the running for the worst champs in the game, in my opinion.
But I know I'm telling you, him and One for All is gotta be like S tier. Like
Is it?
talk about a daisy stampede.
That is. I mean, you throw 5 daisies on somebody. I don't. They're not getting away.
Like if you thought Shaco was good, put 5 daisies out there.
We may have to try it. We have to
You
go in
you
and try it.
you haven't been stomped out until you got stomped out by a daisy.
That's true. The Nasus. Did we put against the Nasus the other day that got fed? It's impossible. It's impossible, and I think this makes him better. Like
Oh yeah, he's just huge.
the Wither Q range or the Wither which is W the range is almost it's not infinite because it does cap. But it gets huge. And then like you saw that video where he had like it's not realistic in a real game, but like 13,000 stacks. You ult,
Yeah,
and he
he
gets
becomes he's like bigger than Baron.
yes, which they don't say that on here. So I wonder if that's not gonna make it live, which is probably fair.
Yeah,
Um,
my computer would break.
yeah, you gotta get a whole new graphics card just to play this champ.
Yeah, every time I play against a Nasus, I'm gonna have to have a stack of graphic cards next to me.
A
I'm
whole
just gonna have to
stack.
ban them. I'm just gonna have to ban
You
them
have
when
to,
I'm
yeah,
getting
you have
low.
to ban Nasus because if you let him play, it's like a DDoS. There's some more skins. I don't care for like the silver. I'm sure like these. Urgot one I think is was like a community one. Everyone kind of wanted, and they gave it to him. There's that for the people who like that kind of stuff. Um, I don't like this skin line either, the World Breaker, but I do know some people that like it. So here's a few new skins for those. Here's a Scion one and Scion. Maybe interested in that skin.
That's a, but
So
one last thing I'm gonna bring about one all is when we picked Singed last night, we played against Aleutian, and our whole team was so mad at me and you for picking Singe, but we end up just rolling these people.
yeah, it takes a second. You got to get a few items because like
Yeah.
you do nothing at first like a tank. There's some tanks that can do something like Ornn. That champ gets damage on nowhere, but like Singe, it's a slow burn. But once we got burning, it was a forest fire. Like they couldn't do anything to us. We would just run at them like chimps. Everyone is just flipping everyone, and there's
We're playing leapfrog.
yes,
Reverse leapfrog.
yes, exactly. And it was super fun game. I didn't think it would be fun when you wanted me to choose him, but I was proved wrong. It ended up being fun. It took a second. I guess the last thing that we'll kind of touch on that's related to League. The more skins were dropped. I know a lot of people were excited about this. Like Xerath hasn't gotten a skin in a while. Lux, she got 2 skins out of this. She has plenty of skins, but
I think
there's a new
she gets 2
pass.
skins. She gets 2 skins because I think they missed a skin on the last patch for. But because they give her a new skin, I swear, every month.
Yep. Like here's kind of some of the information. Like she does have 2 new skins. There's a dark cosmic and a normal cosmic. You can get the bundle, which will include Malphite, which is really cool. He does have a prestige version, so if you're wanting the pass, just I wouldn't get the bundle. You're gonna get the prestige. The Zera skin, a lot of people wanted this. He hasn't gotten a skin in a while, and the Mordekaiser skin I think is the best out of but there's just some art. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up for today. I appreciate everyone tuned in. If anyone did tune in, this was our first episode, so if it was a little rough at some point, forgive us, and hopefully we can make it better at some point. You have anything else you want to talk about, Neelix, before we go ahead and wrap this up, or?
I'm ready to play some Singe one for all.
All right, then when we end this, we'll go play some brawl. Then how about that? Does that sound fair?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate y'all coming and tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.